Hi freaks, RuinusInsight here with part 14 of my Total War Warhammer 3 Bhashiva the White Tiger Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, it was rats versus cats, and naturally the former had met an ill end, let's say, at the hands of Bhashiva's Tiger Force, and with 3 armies of the Clan Rictus destroyed and Darkhold fallen, they are certainly feeling the pain. They are still, however, strength rank 34, which is reasonably high, considering their losses, and probably still have 1 plus maybe 3 or so armies running around, so we do have to be careful about reprisals, especially since we're at war with a bunch of factions down here all at once. In terms of what we got to do this particular turn, I do believe, yes, there are still some moves to make. Oh, right. Hate all this hero spam chasing you around, but anyway, Chudu is going to move towards the Monolith of Bubonicus, and let's see what we got here. Basically nothing. You know what, we could probably increase the auto-resolve capability by leveling a little bit. Let's grab you, Metallurgic Refining. Let us also grab... I want a point in Transmutation of Lead, as it's rather nice. Gate Master, you will want to grab... I mean, I guess Drill Disciple, though funnily enough, the... auto-resolve would probably be more helped by giving you things like Hard to Hit or Deadly Blade or whatever. But anyway, Drill Disciple for now, and I guess... Masterful Shot. I really don't see you running out of ammunition. I don't really see you doing a lot of damage at range either, but you know. Anyway, we could get all the way towards Arcane Conduit, or we could go through this. We don't have any Tiger units in this army, but spell intensity is nice. And I don't care about spell resistance. Oh, the Leader of Ceremonies is actually fairly valuable while we're in Chaos territory. But is it as valuable as Arcane Conduit? And you know what, actually, you've been miscasting periodically, so let's do that. And now let's go towards Leader of Ceremonies. Then, Taoyan, you've got 2 levels yourself and are getting closer and closer to being maxed out. Let's get your full armor now. Your armor is surprisingly low, all things considered. And though I suppose if you're wearing a sort of standard Jade Warrior uniform, it would make sense that it would be of a similar level to theirs. You can go for Harmonious Doctrine now. And it's almost time to put you on the skyline. Well, actually, technically, it'll be a different lord leading this army, but nonetheless. I guess we'll grab not Harmonious. It was Harmonious Doctrine, not Harmonious Presence that I was looking for, which we got. And you know what? Let's get that enemy hero success chance reduction. I can't have them assassinating any more heroes. It's just too irritating. Well, I'll resolve this because it's garbage, and then we will... we're probably not keeping the place. We're actually free to sack it for the cash and then move back into it. Yeah, sack it, and then stop moving. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. And then retake it. Occupy. And then obviously uncollect the income. We are not looking to hold it, we will abandon most of this territory. Frankly, it might behoove us to take the Writhing Fortress and the Burning Monolith from the Warhost of the Apocalypse. By that point, hopefully the Dolgan will have destroyed the Cool. And then, if we trade them the Writhing Fortress and the Burning Monolith while abandoning all this to Ruin, we might be able to get them to then fight the Legion of Chaos for us as well. Well, let's see if it works. I really want to see how far we can push this Dolgan thing. Otherwise, what are you again? Trained. I don't remember which army you're going into, but you're going into an army, I'm sure. What about you two? You're in range of Stormwrack Mount to delete Tarball. Why didn't I send you there? Oh, let me guess, you're not in range? You're in range to reinforce, and wait, why are we even suffering attrition here? Chaos Wastes? We're not in Chaos Wastes. We are in green territory. I mean, I guess we are in the Wastes, we're just not in Chaotic Wasteland. Huh. A little bit weird. And then this little peasant troop will die unless we put it in March stance. I'm not sure I care that much. We were going to delete it eventually anyway. Oh, I know why I didn't attack last time, because I wanted to get Arball's defeat trait on you, but at the same time, do we really want to leave him alive and all of his heroes to continue assassinating us? It's kind of irritating. Frankly, I'm not so sure we do. You know what? I think we'll just kill him now.
Strategize.
I changed my mind. And then we'll want you to heal, so you will just go right here.
Our path is clear.
And I assume you can't go into any kind of stances. Let's do this. Close victory, it'll kill the... Was it killing those ogres before? I swear it wasn't killing those ogres before. Before we moved this guy in. right? But we have to get the XP on this guy. But we're not willing to lose the ogres, which means it'll be a quick fight. Maybe not so quick. They have a bunch of defensive supplies. Let's see how that goes for them. Go.
Do not embarrass me, brothers. I expect us to make this look easy.
Alrighty, here we go. Poor Arbol. He has not had a great campaign, and I don't imagine it's going to end here very well either. Especially now that we've got those grand cannons helping out. They may, as yet, be a relatively low tier. Tier 2, but they're veterancy, whatever, but they still do great work, and they sound great, and that's what's important. Anyway, they start by knocking down the enemy tower, and because of their pretty crazy range, they can pretty much target most of the enemy settlement from within, or from on top of this hill, and if they moved forward even slightly, and they could probably cover the rest, kill Arbol, do whatever. So we're going to let them bombard the enemy while we await the arrival of the enemy, not Bloodspeaker, Herald of Corn, who Gandari probably wants to do a little bit of a warm-up to attacking Mr. Arbol. And I'm going to speed this up a little bit while we do the bombardment. Obviously, we've seen it many a time, and, well, it's not the most interesting, though maybe we can watch a few of those cannonballs impact the Cornate soldiery here. There we go. It may not be quite as effective. Just bouncing off it. Really? Bouncing off this little thing, protecting the tower. You'd think that that wouldn't offer much protection to the tower being a half-ruined thing, and probably would, or half-ruined piece of wall that probably wouldn't be able to take a few cannonball shots, but whatever. Not all that important. Enemies are having a bad time still, and ooh, would you look at that? These guys actually attempted to approach us. Isn't that cute? Only for the cannons to fire directly through the units. And they're going to try to escape behind the dubious safety of this little tower. Now, the Herald of Corn has arrived, only to lose about 40% of his HP to the first few hits. Oh, wow, he's actually taller than Gandari, isn't he? Go figure. I feel like at least the Sawai should be a little bit bigger than the other lords. Oh, he's going after the Bloodspeaker, or Bloodspeaker. I keep saying Bloodspeaker today. Claw Speaker instead. Claw Speaker's just going to... was just observing. Somebody needed to tell Gandari's tale. Oh, I like that hit, though. I like that attack that they've got. Alright, how's Gandari looking? He's fine. The Herald of Corn, very much not so fine. Gandari took 0 to... No, actually, he took like 5 HP percent in damage or something. He took 1 hit by the looks of it that the enemy managed to land. Gotta get those stats up even higher. Of course, he will regenerate through it, and if he closes the distance, he will double regenerate through it, thanks to the hunger. So, there's that. In the meantime, of course, the cannons have continued their bombardment. The unit of Bloodletters is pretty much destroyed. I don't think those shields are going to help you all that much. They're Chaos Warriors of Corn. But yes, since we still have more than half of our ammunition remaining on our cannons, I think it's time to move the infantry in rather than have the cannons do all the work. Partly because, well, the infantry got to do something. Partly because Arbol, I'm sure, wants a, well... Actually, maybe he doesn't want a duel anymore, but at the very least, the rest of our infantry deserve a fight. So let's speed this up a little bit as we move forward, and aha. Oh, that poor little Chaos Warriors of Cornwall. The shields might help a little bit against the Iron Hail Gunners, but certainly not enough. I like the sound of all those little Iron Hail bullets whizzing by. And now the battlefield is littered with cannonballs as well. And now, would you look at that, a new unit of Warriors of Corn. Let's see how well this goes for them. Alright, Arbal's gonna move out front in case they actually attempt to charge us, but, well, I wish them luck. Actually, by the time they get to us, they're already low. There we go, just wanted to listen to the sound of the Iron Hail Gunners firing and obliterating those poor Chaos Warriors who are caught in the crossfire as we have set up Iron Hail Gunners here and here. And by the looks of it, a couple of units are actually trying to get around us. Sneaky, sneaky, but of course under fire from those cannons and moving, if not quite in a column, at least in a formation that the two units create a column out of. Still a bad idea, and it looks like the Chaos Warriors are like, you know what, let the demons take the hits from the Iron Hail Gunners. We slow the demons down with a Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma, though once again in vanilla rather than SFO, it is rather SF slow, and... that's not quite what I wanted to say, but it was funny. It doesn't last very long. Sad Slaneshi giggle. Anyway, the Chaos Warriors and the Bloodletters alike are done, and that little flanking maneuver fails absolutely miserably. There we go. And now there are way more cannonballs littering the battlefield than, well, maybe not corpses, but at the very least, living enemies. Alright, back to it. Keep moving through the enemy settlements, setting up. We gotta get a volley onto this little Chaos Warhounds of Khorne, who, where are you going to try to run? There's nowhere to escape. Aw, the poor little doggos. There was nowhere to run. And down they go. Yeah, see, you should have tried to move in this direction in the first place, so a few more of you might have escaped. These two are gonna get out? Will they get out? Yeah, looks like these two will live. And a third one as well. Good for them. Alright, and another unit of Bloodletters. Ooh, and they start rushing towards us before we set up. We'll slow them down once again with that Melkoths. And here come the volleys. Yeah, they're done for. And hey, but a new unit of doggos will move in on their heels. These ones are a little bit smarter, but there's just too much damage coming in. They're not even getting to Gandari, who's just sort of patiently waiting. Alrighty, well, let's see what we got here. Bounce power's at about 90% in our favor now. Our ball remains with a few dogs running around, and the reason that I'm trying to approach this a little bit more carefully is because I want to make sure that we destroy the reinforcing lord, i.e. the Blood Speaker, as well as the, I want to say one unit of Warhounds he brought, so everything has to die, ideally, so that we don't have to deal with these guys again. Well, we certainly won't be dealing with these guys again. Yeah, these Iron Hail Gunners have worked out very well for us through this campaign, surprisingly well. Again, I'm remembering how they started with their just sort of looking completely inferior compared to blunderbusses, but after some veterancy, after some upgrades, etc., they've become really, really nasty damage dealers. And especially with that magic damage on them, making sure that they can gun down demons just as well as they can gun down mortals. Yeah, and rushing into that 4-unit shotgun volley is not going to be a healthy proposition for anybody. You know, look at the bloody spots where the enemy have attempted so far. And of course our cannons have been firing this entire time. Can't really quite reach the piercing tower with most of their shots, though. Anyway, time to speed this back up again. And this little minor settlement battle is just about ours. And hey, if it isn't Darball, is he gonna actually move in? Alright, Gandari, it's your time to shine once more. Eve, sir, you don't want to run past Gandari like that. He wants to move. Yeah, actually, maybe it is smart to move into combat with the Iron Hail Gunners. But I don't think you're going to last long against Gandari anyway. Looks like he's not even trying to attack Gandari so much as the Iron Hail Gunners, but it looks like he'll break rather quickly and then run away only to get gunned down. Alrighty, does look like some doggos attempted to close the distance, but we do have ogres waiting as well to make sure that they use their mass to block them off. And it looks like with that, with Arball's fall, once again the enemy army has shattered, and the battle is ours. Looks like one of the unit of dogs survived, and I'm just gonna hope that that wasn't the unit that the Blood Speaker brought, as he was outside the settlement, and we will just have to cut him down with Gandari as well, like so. Lovely. Alrighty there. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. this guy revived. This guy will keep his faction alive by virtue of this and probably even besiege us. That's kind of infuriating. The last unit shouldn't revive like this if there's no other units remaining on the map. Maybe he'll die to attrition or something and we won't have to deal with the stupid pile of heroes. But anyway, what can you do? We got 7.5k out of it. Pretty solid. Gandari defeats Harball for like the 50th time, and completely unsurprisingly. And, well, the Claw Speaker got a little bit damaged by this guy, actually. Taking a couple of hits, but otherwise, no problem at all. We will occupy... If we sack it, might we be able to chase this guy down? Alright, let's give it a try. Sack, and then start moving some of Gandari. Gandari. Oh, great. Now this guy's to move, so I can't select him fast enough. Okay, there we go. Now, ally mission successful, and no, we cannot reach him. Well, that's unfortunate. And he is, of course, alive. And he's healing. Well, he won't be in a second, I take it, but nonetheless, it is annoying. Alright, well, yada yada yada. You can't occupy this, can you? No. You cannot. Okay. Occupy. And the attrition that he suffers will not be enough to kill him, which means all of these frickin' heroes will remain alive. Great. Well, what can you do? There's no anti-hero success chances here. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter down here for Gandari, because there's only one hero. These guys can't reach him, but they can reach this army. I doubt that they can kill Taoyan. Guess we'll see. Alright, what about you? You're a 19 out of 20. You know what? Go into March stance. I don't really care about this peasant unit, but principle of the thing, put you in this army. And I guess that's all we can do there. Alright, what about anybody else who still needs to move? You're fine. Bureaucrat pile. Well, actually, you're not fine. You're about to build stuff, but you will be fine. You should probably channel. Eventually, we will recruit enough stuff to send you out to do your own thing. You are... Who are you? Alright, you're bureaucrating up over here. Kabir is doing his thing. Alright, everybody there is fine. Alright, let's check out building. Gash Kadrak is the most critical one. As with the... well... in 5 turns, we'll have maxed out Claw Tiger Iron Claw Tiger Warriors, both for Gandari and for Bhashiva. You already have the money building, therefore you're just gonna go for the control building, I guess. So control it is. Let's do that. And then do you need to move down here? Yes, you very much do, because it's a tier 5 structure ready to go. So go into March stance, and then head out to Blood Peak. Alright, you're an Iron Dragon's Edict, you're an Iron Dragon's Edict, and you are an Iron Dragon's Edict. Good. Blood Peak at 3.5k. Not too bad. Zornus Skull Road. Okay, we don't care about Stormwreck Mount, especially since we just sacked it, but we do care about the ability to go for Iron Dragon's Edict, and because, while we will abandon all these places, we will want to get Carrick Doom maxed out so it can defend itself. So we'll build the emplacements for the Archer Towers next turn. Frankly, maybe instead of the growth, I should have gone for the construction reduction building. But I don't really want to delete it. Frankly, I doubt that the place will ever reach rank 4 anyway, so I don't think we care about it. Don't bother repairing this place, but do build the cheap growth building, because we still want the place to grow. Similar to the way that we're using for Dwarslav in Carrick Valag. Now that we're also at war with Clan Molder, there's a decent likelihood that they either go through the Dwarfen territories to get at our undefended territories past Uzkalak, or that they attack Carrick Valag soon. So we'll have to pay attention to that. Especially as it's relatively unlikely that we peace out with Molder. Frankly, we could offer them tribe slaughter for peace, and I'm willing to bet that they'd take... Oh wait, no, they won't take it anymore. I think I checked last time, didn't we? No, they'll still do it. And we... 15k? That's pretty good. Huh. We could temporarily peace out with them for the 10 turns, just while we deal with chaos, and then get back to dealing with them later. Granted, the dwarfs won't be super happy about it, but it's gonna take us more than 10 turns to loop around to where we need to be, and we really don't care about tribe slaughter. I take it we can't give them Stormwreck Mount or any of the other places? Wait, just a little bit further from us, essentially. We can give them Tribe Slaughter, Uzkalak, Carrick Vlag, Carrick Doom, and for Dwarslav. None of those we want to give them, with the exception of Tribe Slaughter. But depriving them of 15k for a garbage settlement that we don't want is pretty good, in my opinion. And then, frankly, us having to trespass through their territory also doesn't matter over much. I think I like it. Huh, in fact, we could gift them several settlements. Huh, wait a moment. They have agreements as well, don't they? Huh. Maybe this is the way to go about this. Cancel the 15k, out of curiosity. You have agreements with Sylvania. Warhost of the Apocalypse and Bone Rattlers will be dead soon, most likely, but Wintertooth and Ecstatic Legions, like so. We have military access with nobody, defensive alliance with nobody, and yeah. Maybe Bone Rattlers as well. Ah, did that not change? Is it doing that thing again? Although some factions are likely to be more betray-y, so I never know when this is being buggy or when this faction is just willing to do it, because they were previously at war with Wintertooth, and I'm willing to bet that they don't actually like Sylvania all that much. Or maybe they do. Huh. It's never quite clear. We are still giving them a settlement. And it is Skaven. You know what? I'm gonna do not Sylvania, not for Bone Rattlers, but we'll do these two. Just because I don't know whether this is a bug or whether this is intentional, so I'm gonna meet them halfway. Other factions that we've done this earlier seem to want money to break agreements. Like we tried to do the same thing. You know what? Actually, here's how we can check if this is being buggy. Goldtooth, you have a military or non-aggression pact with Clan Rictus. Break your pact with Rictus. Minus 2.6. See, they actually will want money for it. So it's not bugged here. It's just that, I guess, rats are being rats. Fair enough. I can respect that. You can have Tribe Slaughter then and break your agreements with other factions. Tribe Slaughter. Join... No, they won't join any wars. Break things with everybody but Warhost of the Apocalypse and Challengers of Khorne. Actually, break the... go for the Apocalypse. Not Challengers of Khorne, though, because they're dead. And give us your money as well. Lovely. And peace. Don't worry, it'll eventually be war again, but if we can give them a couple of these garbage territories, and also get them to later declare war on a few of these other factions, that would be really quite nice. Man-Eaters are fighting Azazel, and that's working nicely for us. Yeah, so if we could just set Molder against either Sylvania or Azazel or Wintertooth, that would be quite lovely. Okay, well, that's decided. What else do we have here? Well, we got more money, which is good because we're in need of more armies. And our economy doesn't quite match. Well, we don't have quite the industry to support our warring. So what can you do? I believe that's it, though. As in, for this particular turn, unless I'm mistaken. Military access with Thunder Guts. Reikland's still losing territory. We don't really care. I would actually love to confederate the Eastern River Lords, not because we want their stuff. Well, actually, yes, that is, but because of this. Elite Temple has one of the best landmarks in the entire game. No, maybe second best. The best is Vol's Anvil because it's 10% upkeep reduction faction-wide. This gives you 5 control faction-wide, even ignoring the free money. 5 control faction-wide for a single landmark is kind of insane. And, yeah, I would absolutely love to have this. If they offer the Confederation, we'll take it. And funnily enough, the 5 control would completely counteract the Confederation malice as well on top of it. So, yeah. Anyway, I believe I said we were going to end the turn, so end the turn we shall, unless I'm forgetting something. I think I could be forgetting here. Oh, I wanted to check Lords and Heroes. Actually, I think I checked Heroes. We do want to keep on milling the Alchemists. I do want more crafty Alchemists. Get rid of the Martial Artists. I don't really care for them. Well, at least I don't care for them on Alchemists because their mounts and their general, you know, whatever the opposite of tankiness, squishiness, is not conducive to it. Astromasters, we have no further capacity, and I think Gate Masters we already milled this turn, unless I'm mistaken. Oh, actually, maybe we didn't, but we are out of them. We're gonna need to build more of those buildings. Ugh, and they're expensive, too. I'm gonna have to find a few places where we can build them, most likely when our growth is complete, like here, and we no longer require the growth structures. This is when we build them, but only after we no longer need the Yin Harmony, because we still need to upgrade these things to tier 5. And we need that to obviously be as cheap as possible. Alright, getting there though. More capacities is always going to be good. Outposts, damage buildings, skip all that, and end the turn. And let's see what we've got. And me guess, it'll kill this peasant? It won't kill the peasant. I'm glad he actually attacked, though. Oh, don't tell me he's alive after that. Don't you dare, game. He is alive after that. Oh my lord, it's so infuriating. Die. He literally tried to destroy himself and the game brought him back anyway. Ooh, I guess it was the right move to peace out with them, because they seem to be right beside Karak Vlag. Frankly, they probably wouldn't have attacked it because it has defensive structures. It looks like they're going there, and most likely they will declare war on us before the 10 turns is up, but by then, and frankly right now, our defenses will be fine. Faction destroyed Clan Worms and Ziflin, and there's the Challengers of Khorne. Aha! Looks like this time, though he revived, he died to the attrition. Beautiful. I complained for nothing. Disciplinarian, good. Jamming's goals. Okay, another one is met. We only need like 1 million more. The Age of Rage. I'm always in the Age of Rage. Khorne corruption +5. Is it faction-wide, just everywhere free Khorne corruption? Rude. Alrighty. Whatever. Oh no, it's in Snake Gate. That's why you read, people. That's why you read.
Cathay Eternal.
I guess we're pushing to the Riving Fortress. I see Archie is back up and running, and Gandari did want to duel him, so maybe we push you to the Monolith of Bubonicus briefly, and see how Archie reacts to all of this. Alright, so, you, in and camp, because we don't want you to suffer attrition. Ugh, there's 1 million more Archie heroes, or War Host of the Apocalypse heroes running around as well, so we'll have to deal with them. You, Muji, keep following. You guys are supposed to sort of trade off with each other. All this corruption is not helping you matters, but these are regiments of renown, so they don't matter all that much, to be honest. And frankly, we could get you a water snake breeder, can we not? Yes, we can. Wait, why are you breeding water snakes? The deadly water snakes are bred for their size, speed, and poisonous venom that can fell a giant in an instant. Okay, so presumably it's for... Wait, no, it's not water snake breeder I want you to have anyway. I'm an idiot. Silk Weaver. There we go, for the attrition reduction. Yeah, alright. How are the Dolgan... Ah, yes, they did. They pushed northward. They took the Gallows Tree, so perhaps they can take the Bleeding Spire without us having to go down here and deal with the whatever tribe that is. Huh. Also, I also note that Raja of this caravan is moving up here, so... Ooh. Molder's doing good, just by looking at what we've got in this army. And I fear for our dwarfen little friends, who are probably not happy about the gifts given in past treaties with Molder, but not to worry. We'll eventually kill them. Hello, speaking of rats. And we got another rat coast here. It will move just out of range, unfortunately. Ah, most likely it's going to Tower of Gorgoth. Though, I do wonder. With what we just did... A moment. Bhashiva, leave the settlement. How much is Darkhold worth to you?
You dare come approach Clan Rictus. Most
Hush.
powerful of all clans, not lying.
It's worth a fair bit. Okay, wait. Then we might have to do the same thing with these rats. Temporarily peace out with them, maybe cause them to break some agreements and take all of their cash to fund our own stuff. We still need to proceed to the Sentinels and the Black Fortress, though I'm willing to bet that if this guy goes... If we peace out with them, they'll take the Sentinels. But then I guess they're holding the Darkhold anyway. It's not like we really care about this territory. Alright. Bhashiva, I want you to go into ambush stance. Since this is no longer our territory, just push sort of here, between these two territories, like so. I'm willing to bet you'll be able to reach either one of them anyway. Then, I would like to trade Darkhold to the Rictus rats. Like so. I would also like them to break their agreement with Goldtooth, that's the main one. So that the Goldtooth is no longer angry at us for fighting them. Although, funnily enough, then Goldtooth will be angry at us for giving gifts to them. Ugh, it's... Well, that's diplomacy for you. Clan Moors, yeah, sure, why not? Crooked Moon, I don't really care about, but we have so much going for us here that we're able to do that, and Caravan of Blue Roses. Basically trying to isolate these guys. Like this. And break military access, they have nothing. Break defenses. Oh, they weren't really doing too much in the way of diplomacy. Alright, break their stuff, take their money. They probably wouldn't join any wars from this, so yeah. Well, we could give it a try. Join war with... Bone Rattlers? They're not actually near anybody. Minus 96, yeah, that's not happening. Alright.
So sneaky.
Fair enough. Thanks for the cash. That'll fund an army or two. And I believe we're good in position. Buck, you can no longer head to the Tower of Gorgoth, which is great because it'll give us time to build the archer platforms. Granted, it'll probably need to do the same at the gates of Jar and get defenses up and running there. And this is a money building, which is great, but I think we actually want the peasant building here to reduce the cost of this and to provide additional defenses, and then later replace it with the other thing. Frankly, if a full Skaven stack comes that way, probably wouldn't be able to defend against it anyway, but give it a shot. We shall see. Anyway, here we can go for the growth building. Here we can go for the control building, and then this we can ignore for now. I also note that we should be able to now get rid of this building here, because we have sufficient of the high-tier buildings that we have enough claw speaker capacity. Since these provide only one, and at tier 4 they provide 2 capacities, it's pointless to build these in minor settlements, and you're better off building these things, the dragon armories, for the gate master capacity, which are really, really good in those territories anyway. Yes. Wait, I just built you up even though we didn't have reducing effects there. Alright, so you go here, then build it. And then here we are good for the turn. These will be upgraded next turn. This will have to wait, meaning you are heading now to here. Next up, you will go into Haoyu's army. For now. You will be going off to do your own thing, but frankly, half of this army is supposed to be with you anyway. And I feel like from its description, Solid kind of makes sense with Satang as well. Anyway, been a specialist. Reload time and missile strength. Hey, free Astromancer capacity, yes. I believe I wanted another Tech Thief one with the Bureaucrat variety. So let's get you on field, buddy. And let's get you stealing tech. Actually, speaking of stealing tech, we should do that now. You go to Falls of Doom. 45. 45?
I stand ready.
Apparently not Falls. Really? This is 65 and you failed? You disappoint me, but at least you didn't die. What about you? 44? 56? I don't like your chances, buddy. What's the chance of getting wounded? 7 and 11. Alright, just give it a try. Yeah. Saw that coming. And, oh, looks like they're finally going to the Thunder Guts, but that's life. That's the Thunder Guts life. That's what they signed up for. You still have many turns, don't you? Yeah. So go here. Maybe you can head to Scrap Towers or whatever this place was. Yeah, the Scrap Towers. Go here. And try to bounce between this place and whatever next place you find. Is this owned by Nurgle still? It is. These guys have been locked in a perpetual war with Nurgle for a while. We don't actually want them to declare war on us, though, because the caravans, and was another reason that we wanted to peace out with the rats, because one caravan will go to Myrmidons through Rictus territory, and the other one will go to Erengrad through Mulder territory. So for as long as we have that peace, we can keep sending our caravans. Anyway, who are you? You are trained. You're supposed to join Muzi, I believe. You are a new word. You are supposed to join Chudu. Minus the fact that you're supposed to be traded for the Poison Rain Rocket, which is supposed to... Okay, we'll do in a bit. Who are you? Another alchemist, a crafty alchemist with poison. Yes, you're going northward. Kabir is fine-ish. Minus the potential to recruit more of the Tiger Warrior Stalkers. I mean, you might as well, but wait, do we have the recruitment cost reduction here? We can reduce it further later, but I also don't want to wait a million years for the stack to defend the place to be fully up and running, so we'll do it now. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. And I'm happy with the rest of this. Minus, did I miss any buildings? I did in Zornu School, which is this thing, which is ridiculously expensive, though we did just make some money. And we do need more capacity. The only thing I worry about is that if the rats jump over this, then we'll probably lose the place. But it is what it is, and it's probably not getting cheaper because we're not bringing the bureaucrats down here, so just build it. I can't believe how insanely expensive this is. What we may want to do then is build the... wait. Construction for defense buildings, construction cost for military buildings, right here. It's only 15%, so we won't save that much on the one, so we may as well start building that one anyway. But yeah, plus I wouldn't mind the enemy hero's action success chance reduction as well. So yeah, we'll finish up drill training, but then rather than going for Rite of Yang, we will go through to this. And then we'll start buffing up our range units. I think that makes sense. Alrighty, oh, I should have maybe used the 10% reduction to build these archer towers first, but oh well, too late. Stormvrak Mount we don't really care about, though. You know what, keep the growth thing here for now. For a little bit. We can make this worth more money to trade to the rats by constructing the peasant thing there. Which will probably be of value. But to keep the growth for a little bit, and then we'll do that anyway. Alright, diplomacy check. And yeah, some of our friends are not liking all the gifts we're giving to, technically speaking, our enemies, but it's worth it. We just made a lot of money out of it, so hopefully they don't hate us too much. Hey, Karaza Karak, you want to be friends? Good, good, good.
Welcome.
You don't want that trade agreement as yet. I would love to get the trade agreement by joining a random war, but we can't do that yet either because of our caravans being in danger. Reichland's still somehow alive, just barely on the defensive agreement though.
So,
okay. Really? So is what you say to the when you're 92 and friendly? Go figure. Oh wow. Did Nullin revive or did they not die yet? I guess they have 3 settlements, so I guess they didn't die yet. I've been expecting them to die for a while because they have not been doing so well. How much money do we get for piecing out with the scaling, out of curiosity? 1.5k. What the heck? We got so much out of the rats, and this is what you have for us? Disgusting. All right, skip. And available... Oh, yes, Armies of... Okay, wait. Quick save. So that it's just in case it crashes again. And then we'll go to Armies of Xiangyang. We will go to Destroy Crooked Moon or Destroy Thief Snatches. Destroy Thief Snatches is probably not happening. Yeah, they're in the middle of the Badlands, so unless... they're not even at war with the Thief Snatches. Do we even have contact with the Thief Snatches? We do. They have 4 settlements. They're at war with Clan Angrand, who is actually pretty strong, but they're probably not going to go over all of the Ogrish territory to go into that. Therefore, we are free to accept this and mill it. Like so. I think maybe we keep Destroy Crooked Moon for now, mostly because once we were done with this, I was going to loop around to destroy these guys as well, help the dwarfs out so that they don't have to fight on several fronts, and grab the relic at Mount Gunpad. And also trade some of the Dwarfen territories. This all feels like it makes sense. It would, however, mean not attacking these guys at Pigbard. I will have to think about that. Also, oh wow, what the heck? Yeah, see, gifts given -14, past treaties with Clan Rictus -7. You like this even less than you liked it when we were fighting them directly. Yeah, I fear the whole greasy thing is not going to work out, but we'll see. Damage building, ignore, and in turn. Alright, Supervisor for Muji. Good for him, campaign movement range and stuff. Alright, the rats are still going to be rushing around. Oh, they'll probably plague-inate one of our territories, or multiple of our territories, if I know my rats. And you want us to join Molder War. Yes, we will eventually do this. But you're going to have to deal with them yourself for a little bit. Frankly, we'll destroy all your other enemies if you can just hold off the sort of northern World's Edge Mountains for a little bit. That would be really helpful. Yeah, we're not giving you a Tiger Warrior Stalkers. This is auto-resolvable. Actually, maybe I should have fought that. Heal up. Alright. Supervisor, Creator, and Creeping Death Destroyed. See, why couldn't we have gotten Creeping Death Destroyed mission? Ambush Foiled, Warhorst, for you. Astromancer Strategist. I believe you're acting currently as a tech thief. You keep stealing tech, though I was going to put you into an army eventually, since you're not a bureaucrat. Steal from Scrap Towers. Come on, man. You had such a good success chance. What the heck? Alrighty, let's steal tech first. AU, Sentinel 64. You better not fail this time. Failure? Really? Really? Everybody's failing today? Only we could feed you to the tigers, or feed one of them to the tigers to make an example. Anyway, you? Thank you. Somebody can do something. And you can steal tech better. I swear we had another one. Not you two. You're supposed to join armies, which you will eventually. I was looking for another tech thief. You're supposed to go northward, but get some free XP out of scouting, quote-unquote, tribe slaughter. You're a new one. Oh, I shouldn't have stolen from Jarna Grund, because then this guy can't steal from it. Alright, go to Vale of Woe, I guess. And you are the last. Yes, yes, you are the last. Okay, fair enough, game, fair enough. Let's see what we've got out here. So the option would be to either attack the Sentinels or attack Black Fortress, now that there is a... This is a Nurglite plague, so it's not nearly as concerning, though the speed reduction is unfortunate. It's not nearly as bad as the other plagues. The question about Black Fortress is, do we sack it for a massive influx of cash, 2.24 thousand, or do we keep it? It is technically green territory, and it most likely will be defensible. And we do have 10 turns to build it up as well. And if we were able to take the marble, we'd eventually be able to make building stuff there cheaper. Also, I wonder where these guys' army went. Did it get destroyed? Huh, I'm not sure. Also, while we're here, diplomacy, no new missions. Okay, fair enough. Though we should in fact check all of diplomacy. Reichland, no new trade agreements. So close to that Karazakharag trade agreement. Just gotta get another trade good and we'll hopefully be good. And then this will ignore. Alright, let's quick save and then check armies of Shangyang again. And what do we have here? Destroy Crooked Moon, destroy Molder. I would love to, but that's going to take more than 10 turns, so I'd even prefer the, you know, fight the enemies of these guys. And since they're at war with Archie, that works. Although, frankly, soon they won't be at war with them. Yeah, I'll have to probably try to draw them into another fight at some point. Anyway, I would like Bhashiva to take Black Fortress, which is probably very sparsely defended. Oh, you actually moved southward. Weird choice, buddy. Weird choice. Close victory. I'm just gonna hope that the damage is not too severe, because this is obviously a waste of time. More severe than I'd like, but not so severe that we're going to cry about it. We will occupy it, though this is incredibly tempting, but we'll hopefully hold it for ourselves. And just in case, we're going to have Bhashiva leave the settlement and sit out there. A little bit less healing, but at the same time, it'll be a little bit safer than getting immediately attacked. Don't collect the income as yet. Immediately build up the peasant huts, temporarily. The control building, the growth building, the money building, I take it. Though, funnily enough, plague immunity. Plague duration. Hidden armies will be... Well, the hidden armies thing is probably not super helpful, but since this is close to Skaven territories, maybe we want to build this next turn. Instead of the money building. We could always get rid of one of these, like the peasant hut for the money building, because it's going to be forever before this goes up to tier 5. Yeah, alright, let's wait the turn for the peasant thing to be constructed, and then we'll build the defenses. I think that's the way to do it. But we can't put you into ambush immediately, but all good. Alrighty, what about Gandarian Co? How are we looking out here? Do we have military presence? We do. So Archie is sitting in the Writhing Fortress. We'll just have to very slowly advance towards it.
Rest and thank our ancestors.
Like so. Maybe we should be willing to take a 1 turn worth of attrition with Gandari. I'd like him to get the defeat trait for Archie as well. And then Muji will keep following this way as well. Frankly, if they have another army, they could just hunt it southward towards Monolith of Bubonicus, but I don't really care that much about Monolith of Bubonicus. And also, frankly, it will be traded most likely to the Dolgan. Pile of skulls and whatnot. This we have to ignore for now. Oh, I don't like the public order laws here. Even if I was going to trade this to the rats. You know what? Temporarily, this is kind of annoying, but temporarily build the control string. It's only -1, or +1 rather. Why is it so negative? -4 difficulty level, -3 climate. Fair enough. We'll just have to deal with it for now. Yeah. Alright, fair enough. What about you two? I would like you both temporarily to go into this army, unless we can do some swappage. One of you is supposed to go into this army, but I don't want to lose the Poison Rain Rocket yet, because Muji is not ready to take the reins as yet. You are supposed to... Oh, Muji is supposed to trade the peasant for one of these guys, but damn me if I'm going to remember which one. Trained is supposed to be in Muji's army. This guy is not going to be able to reach him anyway, and this is the inured guy who's supposed to go into this army, so yeah, let's do this. And then the solid guy, or whoever that got wounded, is still wounded, I take it, for 1 more turn. Yeah. And I don't remember what trait he had, so we're just going to have to wait before we summon any new guys, but it's not like we have capacity anyway. Actually, speaking of heroes and hero capacity, let's see what we got. Alright, sure-footed. No thanks. No thanks.
Alchemist.
Delete. And Astromancer, I take it we have no further capacity now. Yes. Ah, we got another Tactician now. Another solid one. Some good stuff, but no capacity. Alright, fair enough. Building, building. Everywhere needs buildings. Okay, so we'll start with you. Carrick Varag, yes. 3 more turns until the Ironclaw Barracks. We'll build the Cloudwork Hall, and I believe that's it here. Next up, this place is going to need whatever this thing is to increase our Astromancer capacity. That's what I like to hear. And then lastly, do we need to move down here yet? Yes, we do, in fact. Go here. We have the money building already. We don't really need the control infrastructure. At the very least, I don't really see the need for it. Although it would actually, if we were to build 2 leaders pillars, we would in theory be able to... we would in theory be able to build, recruit out of this province as well, not just this one. Even though it's not going to be as good, because this place has 4 territories. It does have potential, but for now I'm going to build the Dragon Armory, and then we'll decide later. Alright, Howling Wastes, we're waiting for the Peasant Hut. This place is irrelevant right now, and Tower of Gorgoth, ah yes. You will be upgraded, including both the growth and the control. I would have loved to have the money, but we're not getting rid of the Ironclaw Barracks. Gates of Jar, I would like you to build the Peasant Huts, take a couple of turns to do so, then upgrade the Tribal Enclave, and then build the defenses, hopefully before we get into it with the rats once more. Ivory Road is most likely fine, but I would like to see if any of the caravans that are currently moving have leveled up, by the looks of it. You will need wayfinders to not get ambushed. You're one of the little caravans, so let's try not dying for once. And I believe that's good. Minus any potential recruitment. I was intending to recruit a few... You know what? You can act as a recruiter, can't you? Gorger Rock is part of this territory. Yeah, you... recruit some of these guys. Jade Warrior Crossbows with Shields. Alright, so let's quick save this, and then let's go to Armies of Shangyang. Every time now. Let's not crash. And then we'll increase the capacity of these guys, because we obviously buff bow units with Satang. Soon we will have some crane gunners on field. We will want more grand cannons. Let's get a couple of these. We will eventually want Terracotta Sentinels and Great Longmaw Riders, but it'll be a bit. Alrighty. Satang. One by one, slowly, start constructing the Jade Warrior Crossbows with shields. Lost Shield Bowman needs his bows. Crossbows, but bows nonetheless. At least these guys will have slightly buffed up melee defenses. Actually, for the crossbows with shields, significantly buffed up melee defenses. Alright, let's just build 4 of these just so that I remember what we're doing. Alrighty, and just gotta check for another lettered one of these. No dice yet. Alright. And, ooh. Where be the Dolgan going? Wait, did they peace out with him again? They did not. They're still at war with Archie and Cool. The faster we can take the Writhing Fortress and trade it to them for potential war against the Legion of Chaos, the better. Huh. I'm almost wondering whether we could get them to fight Molder, too. We'll see, though. The fact that they're moving all these armies down here is of tremendous concern. Also, do we want to maybe build some global recruitment stuff? You have no war drums. I could always build a couple. I just hate to see the max allegiance here. And then anything else that we can't build as yet. We can't technically build war compasses, but we can build heroes that become war compasses. And wait. I think we can't directly build Jade Lancers, can we? Wait, I don't remember.
Keep our forces in balance.
No, we can build Jade Lancers. Huh, I was gonna put them in another army as well. In fact, the Social General is a decent option for them. But we'll want to build them here for the additional increase in defense, just like most things. So we'll wait on that. What about Karak Kadren? Anything Dwarfen we want to build? Well, we could put some Iron Drakes with... with Gandari. Potentially flame cannons with any fire or artillery. I mean, really, any Dwarfen artillery would work nicely with that army, now that I think about it. Too bad we can't get a thunder barge, but, well, we have our own flying barges, as it were, so... All good. And wait, are we able to build crowmen of our own, or no?
Instrument of the divine.
We can build moonbirds, but we can't build crowmen? That kind of feels odd. We can build the giant bird blessed by the Moon Empress, but we can't build the little fellas? Fair enough. Weird, but fair enough. If anything, I feel like maybe we shouldn't be able to build that, but I suppose we'd be able to build it through having Astromancers once again anyway, so yeah. Alright, I believe that's an end turn. A little bit of mini. This particular turn at the very least, but sometimes you gotta do a little admin. Wait, did I started those tiger building, right? Yeah. Skip the last turn, in fact. Damage building, outpost building, available jamming missions. Not taking any yet, end turn.
It undermines our efficiency.
I am ever watching the Dolgan to suddenly declare war on us. It'll come sooner rather than later. Frankly, we should probably reposition one of you to Dragon Gate before they do. Watch them do it this turn immediately, just as I talk about that. No, we're okay. Alright. Alright, what do we have here? You can get a little bit more cargo at the cost of more stuff to sell. Which is Chaos Corruption faction-wide. I'm pretty sure we just completely counteract this anyway. So, I don't see this being too bad. Let's do it. Alrighty, Confederation, Kuhan, and Paravon. That's good, because Paravon didn't like us. And Hao is back after being assassinated, and there's that melee buff. Yes, more melee, defense, and armor for Tiger Warriors. That's what I like to see. You, try not to get assassinated again. Bhashiva receives Plague. Oh, she loses her speed bonuses, and oh wow, these guys are coming back in force. And oh, double O. These guys have moved away from Black Fortress, but in such a way where they most likely would be able to reach us. And they would immediately be able to breach us. And this is annoying because we can't do anything about you. But you just move away and probably around the mountain. Meaning the only choice we really have is to go into ambush right here. And see what they do next turn. Because we fundamentally can't move. Really? You failed again? With a 64 success chance? I like how the AI heroes will succeed at wounding your level 25 character with like a level 2, and then the player has like a 0% chance of doing that. But anyway, Steel Tech, buddy, Steel Tech. Next, I believe I was talking about starting to ramp up the military structures, which is here. Construction costs for military buildings. I'd prefer not to spend so many turns building it. You know, let's get a moon reflecting. It only takes one turn, so that's, yeah. Start with that. And we'll do the other thing after. Alright, Tech Thieves. How about not failing for 5 seconds? Thank you. And I take it there's a few more of you? Alright, so Archie is sitting at the Writhing Fortress. Gandari, you should thusly be able to besiege him. Like so. So you pick up on that defeat trait. And A, the Dolgan is advancing indeed to the Bleeding Spire. And ooh, those are some good defenses. And those are some good regiments of Renana Bloodthirster and the Lord of Change, plus the Champions of Slaanesh, the Skull Crushers, Soul of Damnation, Mirror Guard. I do again find it obnoxious that the AI does that with all the regiments of Renan, but nonetheless, it should give us a pretty great fight, so can't be too mad about it. You, sir, you will move to reinforce. And I assume you will have to... Oh, these poor peasants. You know what? Wait.
Cathay Eternal.
Trained. I'm trying to remember who's supposed to go into which army. Martial Artist. Oh, right. I actually don't really like the Martial Artist as much as some of the other traits, but it's not like we can mill them right now. Maybe give this guy the trained guy. You know what? Let's give the trained guy to Gandari.
Observe my orchestration.
I think Gandari cares. Take that peasant, like so. Then, Gandari will want another one of those, but in a bit. You will need to... Oh, I was about to say give up one of your guys for the inured guy, but for now, just to get the XP, we'll put the inured guy here. And then we'll try to keep the peasants high by transferring them next turn. I guess that's what we're doing. And then you can't reach us, and the alchemist, I take it, can't reach us either, but you can go here and just quickly grab Tribe Slaughter,
Even gold.
like so, to get the free XP. And then we'll have to pay attention. Okay, the Public Order here is okay. To Pillar of Skulls and the Storm Fragment. I think, much as I'd like more of the growth, now is time to delete it and replace it with a Peasant Building before we trade it to the Rats, to hopefully get them fighting other factions. Yeah, the Bone Rattlers would be a good option as well, since they seem to be advancing on the Dwarfs. And if the Dwarfs lose too much territory, then we'll have to deal with their problems, and it'll be a whole thing. So yeah. Anyway, Bhashiva. Wait, no, not Bhashiva. What am I saying? Giant pile of everybody that isn't Bhashiva, and Gandhari. 3 levels, so let's prepare you for the duel with Archie. Let's start on... Why is your armor so heavy? 10 armor from Potion of Toughness, 10 armor from this. Where are you getting the rest of your, like, plus 40 armor? Oh, you get 15 from Strong. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, fair enough. Let's get you HP then. Especially since you have a lot of healing or regeneration, you will get more benefit out of it. You will grab Evasion, Alchemical Hardening for... Oh, that's another source of armor. And let's go for... I get Final Transmutation, but it's so god dang expensive. I'm gonna still say Transmutation of Lead. We're gonna have to fight the Chosen in melee, and, you know, that's an iffy proposition at best for most things. Earthing, Magical Reserves, and Arcane Conduit for you, though. Easy picks there. What about Chudu and his Alchemist? Let's go for the Miscast Reduction. Gate Master, Wall Veteran. Taoyan, back with Gandhari once more. Let's go for Full Plate Armor. And then lastly, we're at level 40. Ooh, I'm glad I did this because you get another point in Mentor, so you can transfer XP to our other lords. More of these we have, the better. Alright, I believe that's it. So, now we're ready to move. Okay, I didn't level Muji. Oh, but he's waiting for rank 7 or 8. Minus improved Inspiring Presence, which he will want to get right now. Alright. Now we attack. Still a valiant defeat, but we'll lay waste to those walls before making our way into the enemy settlement, like so.
Let their weakness be the scent that guides your blade, brothers.
Alrighty, here we go, a little bit of artillery exchange as the enemy towers are high enough level to have hell cannon blasts. We are going to have to knock them down as fast as we can, but fortunately the grand cannons should be pretty decent at that. We're also going to back off most of our main units so that they stop firing upon them, though the first tower will be dropping any second now. There will be 3 more to go. And with the increased damage comes an increased HP, because it's taking quite a bit longer to bring these down. But that's just fine. This volley should do it. There we go, and with that the tower collapses. And we'll switch to the next one. Now, I think we will speed up through this. We've already seen the minor settlement assault with a lot of cannon fire, and this isn't going to be too much different. First we knock down the towers, then we knock a few holes in the walls, and then we expend the rest of our ammunition to irritate the enemy, maybe even knocking down the Soul of Damnation Hell Cannon Regiment of Renown as well. Bet the enemy's wishing that they had the Ice-Forged Legion instead, but I'm also willing to bet that it wouldn't have made much difference either. Anyway, time for bombardment of the enemy walls, both to bring down the walls themselves, and to bring down whatever units are up there. And we'll still probably have to fight a fair bit through all of this. And besides, we have to wait for our reinforcements. Granted, we don't have to, because there's not much, but may as well get them on field. Anyway, the Soul of Damnation taking shots now, and in fact, and being knocked out by the cannons. The crew remains, but without the actual cannon, it's not going to be all that threatening. Too bad that the little screaming soul faces don't move there, but oh well. Not a big deal. Alright, how we doing otherwise? Looks like we've done some damage to the Chaos Chariots. We're Fire Rain Rocket, or Poison Rain Rocket, I should say, still bombarding the enemy and damaging the walls while knocking out a few extra units. So I think it works nicely. And I'm not sure whether it was actually targeting these units, but, well, just doing its own thing. So let it. Ooh, you gotta love the Knights of the Brazen Throne. They may be Cornate units, but their black and brass armor actually fits magnificently well with the Chaos Warriors of, well, just regular Chaos Warrior look, because they have a similar sort of armor. I gotta remember that. I gotta remember that for future army themes. Because the Slaughter Guard... Are the Slaughter Guard in here? I don't remember. The Slaughter Guard of Khorne, I believe, don't look anything like the Chaos Warriors. I don't think they're in this one. Alright, fair enough. Anyway, how the enemy doing? Not so well. The units of crossbows are now moving up, and are going to start firing upon the Chosen and whatever else is on the walls and over the walls. The artillery will continue firing as well. But Archaon will hit us back with an overcast Searing Doom coming down on the leading unit of Jade Warriors with halberds. Probably not going to take too much damage, and with all the buffs that they have, they are very heavily armored with 149 armor. Spell resistance is admittedly extremely low, however. But we do have healing, so we're going to pop off an Earthblood to get them back in a good shape. I also noticed that Taoyan has sort of a green and red color scheme, which means that between the Jade Warriors and the Red Cornates guys, this particular battle does seem up her alley. Anyway, we are going to have to patiently wait here while the bombardment continues. But the walls, or the breaches in the walls, are growing in number rather rapidly. There we go. Now we got 3 breaches. All the towers are down. A 4th breach. The crossbows continue to fire, but fortunately they will expend their ammunition relatively quickly compared to the rest of us. That's a pretty nice little siege we've got here, but eventually we're going to have to make our way into the enemy settlement and actually attack them in melee. Alrighty, here we go. Alright, I'm going to speed this up again, and now as it is, we've seen the units fire, whether it be the missile infantry or the artillery. And the gates have fallen now, in addition to those 4 breaches in the walls. Maybe we could have made a 5th breach right here. But we're basically out of ammunition at this point, so we're at the very least on the cannonry. Alright, and Gandari will be first through the breach, daring anybody to move towards him. But Archaon will hit the Nangao Grenadiers back with another Searing Doom. Looks like the Golden Griffin of Theurgy will land to try to kill Gandari. Unfortunately, it lands in a position where the units of Iron Hail Gunners are able to... floating corpses. Are able to fire through the breaches, and that does not go well for the Golden Griffin. We did set these guys up, 1 for each breach, with this specific strategy in mind, minus, well, I wasn't actually expecting the Griffin to come out and actually attempt to attack Gandari like that. It would have lost horrifically regardless of whether it got gunned down or not. Speaking of getting gunned down, more units are sort of hovering around the breaches, and between the shotguns, grenades, crossbow bolts, and rockets and cannonballs are once again having a pretty bad day. Even a Chosen is not surviving that kind of firepower. You sure you want to approach this breach there, Chosen? We should be in range now, no? Yeah, there you go. Alright, let's see how that volley from a single Iron Hail Gunner does to the Chosen. It does about 20% of their HP or so, and not so bad. Oh, but we're getting in their way as well, as the Jade Warriors have started to make their way inside the enemy settlement. We've also summoned a unit of Ironclaw Tiger Warriors with our newfangled summoning ability. The reason for this being that we want them to sort of hold the enemy back while we get more troops into the settlement. Archaon moves into a tremendously bad position. And let's see, ooh, hit for 1k weapon strength, 111 and 139 melee attack and defense. Pretty darn solid. He does have greater stats than Gandari, but his positioning is atrocious here. On top of the fact that Archaon does not have the double regeneration that Gandari does, and we can always lower his stats if needed. There we go, down he goes together with a Dorgar. Easy peasy. And ooh, a nice charge. The units of the Pleasure Guard Champions of Slaanesh take about half HP of the Jade Warriors with halberds on the charge just as they were moving into the enemy settlement. Good for them. Of course, with the damage that the halberds have and the anti-large, they should be able to take care of the Pleasure Guard decently well, even with the damage that they've taken. And as Chaos Knights and Chosen and such move into support, they have to move past the breach where the Iron Hail Gunners will continue firing upon them. And on top of that, we got more Iron Hail Gunners moving in. But the Knights of the Brazen Throne are wise to that, looking to cut down Iron Hail Gunner and Nangao Grenadier alike, moving through the rest of our Jade Warrior crossbows to attack the fragile unit. A little bit of a cowardly move in the sense that, well, the Coronate forces maybe would want to fight the actual warriors rather than the ranged units. But at the same time, if they didn't, they would have been gunned down. So it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't sort of situation for them. And damn well are they damned. The Knights of the Brazen Throne are down to 15% or so of their HP and are starting to back the heck out of there. We've also started setting up ranged units on top of the walls. Tao Yan is giving chase to enemy trolls as she's using her anti-large trident to bring them down, and also preventing them from charging downhill while we get more and more units into the enemy settlement. Frankly, at this rate, the enemy army will be destroyed long before every single unit makes its way inside. And another unit of Chosen moves towards us, but like I said, now we have Iron Hail Gunners inside the enemy settlement, and we've got units of crossbows firing into their flanks, and then Iron Hail Gunners firing into their flanks as well. And they lose about half of their HP before they make contact with the Jade Warriors, and then the grenades fly in. Absolutely magnificent. Not that the grenades are going to do too much damage to Chosen, they're way too heavily armored, as the grenades are meant for clearing chaff garbage infantry out, granted in droves. But what the grenades will do is, as we can see, is that they knock the Chosen around. Their resistances and armor make them more or less impervious to such mundane fire, but it doesn't make them impervious to the actual impact of it, and being tossed around like ragdolls means you're not able to hit those Jade Warriors. All the while, every time you get up, the units of Hail Gunners fire at you once more. Just gives them time to reload. Anyway, the bounce power has shifted to about 90%, well, remains at about 90% in our favor. Tao Yan, once again now, fighting with Gandhari up on the ramp here. Our Iron Hail Gunner is going to try to make sure that they bring down the Gorby's Chariots of Corn before they make their way downhill, as I'm sure they want to. Have a healthy respect for these units, and ooh, they take the Iron Hail, they take the grenades, and do manage to charge forth, only for the crossbows to bring one of them down and force the rest to shatter. And in fact, force the rest of the entire enemy army to shatter, as with that, the fortress falls. Beautiful. Alright, well, the enemy had no chance here whatsoever against these two armies. Perhaps if we had only brought one, but that wasn't in the cards for them. Alrighty, there we go, and with that, Gandhari, our most ferocious warrior, acquires both Archaon's defeat trait and his head. Plus, free Razor Standard, not for Gandhari, however, but for this army, because then we can have one on each of the Jade Warriors with Sword and Board to dish out the damage while the Jade Warriors with Halberds hold the line. Seems pretty nice. 12k money for the actual fight, and since it's a tier 5 settlement, we can sack it for 26k. It'll be worth a little bit less once we trade it to the Dolgan, but it'll still be worth a lot, I'm willing to bet. So I think we definitely want to take the money for ourselves to develop our other territories. So sack. And then try not to move too far away. Okay, good. Sky Lantern for one of the alchemists. Sure, there we go. Spell resistance 10, physical resistance 5, and a Lord's Army, more buffs for when fighting the jerks. Ally missions successful as well, plus the Razor Standard and a Scarecrow banner. Those will be nice on our flying little lanterns, by the way. Writhing Fortress, occupy. Wait.
supporting.
Gandari, you're not able to... Oh, you can go into encamp stance. Meaning we could have either you or you occupy the place. Frankly, it's still going to be you.
Be on
Or I
guard.
should say do. Occupy.
Celestial Empire
Lovely.
burns.
And we will not repair it at the current time. We will, however, build... I think we have no choice but to build the public order building because it'll rebel fairly quickly. We will want the peasant huts to make it more worthwhile to the Dolgan. And we just need the Dolgan to take the Bleeding Spire, hopefully, before attacking us once again. Because these guys are growing weaker and weaker, and thusly we will want to be able to sick the Dolgan on somebody else. I imagine that the rats are too far, but if we move their borders all the way up here, they probably would be willing to fight these guys. Just out of curiosity, can we trade you the Writhing Fortress now? Not yet. Yeah, we'll need you to move northward. Fair enough. And these guys are pretty darn weak, so the Dolgan might be thinking they're a lot stronger, which is a bit of a shame, but we'll see how they do here. Anyway, after that siege, I don't believe we've enough time to do anything else, and there's a little bit of admin remaining, so I think I'll take care of the admin in between the episodes. Not the building so much as taking a look at heroes, as I do. And then when we come back next time, I believe, well, we'll have to try to resolve the situation with the Chaos Dwarfs, as there isn't really much of a choice in the matter. And either bounce between these, we need to knock out this army somehow. Again, I do somewhat regret not sending a second army down here, but admittedly we didn't have one at the time, so perhaps not the most surprising thing in the world. 0.4k. We could start building it now just to save the turn. It's not that costly. We'll still, well, you know what, it's one turn. Then again, who cares? We will, oh, I want to click the armies of Xiangyang, but again, I fear crashes, so I'll just do it next time. Anyway, yeah, next time we'll figure out what we need to do to resolve this situation. I'd love for these guys to split off once again, so they will probably be moving towards doing so soon. And we've started recruiting for these armies, plus both of the armies to plug the gate and any potential breaches, as Sale eventually will declare war on us, plus the army probably to be led by one of our dragon-blooded Shogungan. Most lords I will want to be either tigers or magistrates, but we should have one celestial general and 2 dragon-blooded Shogungan to represent both of the lores as well. And any lettered units that we can get, generally speaking, just to have them level up faster, though I don't see any right now. Anyway, stay tuned for more Tigers. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below, as they will determine the length of the campaign going forward. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.